Good afternoon. My name is Tom. I come to you from the Rustic log cabin in Northern Maine. Welcome to my cabin. Get yourself a cup of coffee. I dragged out the fish houses today. You can see them in the background. I took you along for the ride. I put this camera on the porch. I put on a GoPro and let you guys be a part of hauling out the fish houses. They're out in the driveway where I can get at them now, because once the snow starts to come here, you definitely don't want them down in the woods. I did that one year. Boy, what a job to get them back here in the driveway. I don't do stuff on purpose, but I had too much going on and didn't get up here to get them dragged out of the woods. By the time I did, there was a couple feet of snow. What a job. So they're out. They're in the driveway now, so I'm setting good for up here. So come along. Let's have a good time. Have a coffee. And I'll see you in a few minutes riding the tractor. See all the deer tracks? Got deer tracks, deer tracks, deer tracks. Coming right down beside the fish house. Look at the deer. Deer been all around the fish house. I think they want to go fishing. This morning I had a buck in the driveway. Look at the fresh tracks. That's a popple I've got to get for firewood this winter. I might hook onto it this trip after the fish houses are out of here. The deer have moved in hard. I think I've earned a coffee. Well, this is day 4. It's been snowing, raining, you name it, for the last couple days. I waited on moving the snow out of the driveway because I knew it was going to rain and I wanted the snow to absorb the rain. So when I pushed it off with the tractor, I wouldn't be left with a solid sheet of ice under the snow. And it's going to work out nice. It's supposed to be really cold tonight. It was raining this morning for probably 3-4 hours. I waited for that, and then you could feel it getting colder as the day went on. It's been snowing now for, light snow. It mounted to 1/4 of an inch. But the temperature was dropping, a couple of hours ago. Oh, probably earlier than that. Yeah, I guess about 11 o'clock this morning. You could feel the temperature dropping, so I thought it was a good time to get rid of the snow. And it worked out great. I don't have any slush, so that means I'm not going to have a layer of ice to deal with in the future. You can see in the background, I got my fish houses dragged out. Finally. One of them was frozen. That normally doesn't happen because they're up on blocks. But nothing hard. I got in there with a little crowbar and block of wood and was able to pull it up. So now I got to block those up on wood so they don't freeze in here in the driveway. Go in, check them out, make sure they got gear, what they need, and they'll be ready for next week. Well, I say next week. We got to watch the weather and see what the ice conditions will do up here. I know right now there's about 5 inches, but for me to go down the lake and across the lake, I want about 8 inches. Maybe even 10. So, we'll see. But I wanted to bring you along. You can experience dragging the fish houses out of the woods. I put them in the woods because it keeps the sun off them during the summer months. One of those have got a steel roof, the oldest one, and the new one I will be putting steel on it probably this year, maybe even next trip. I got all that free steel roofing I picked up on the side of the road, so it won't take nothing to slip a piece of steel roofing up there. And the roof is what takes the beating from the sun if you end up building a shack like this. During the summer months, the sun beats right on it, and that top, it'll wear that top right out. Well, what a day to be at the cabin. I've still got to get my firewood in for the night, but at least the driveway's done, the fish houses are out. I've got a utility sled dragged out, so that'll go in my trailer to take home. It's a sled I had built up for behind the snowmobile for doing heavy duty work, and I'm getting ready to haul a bunch of lumber into Beaver Creek, so that's going home for that job. Maybe even my bridge decking. I haven't decided yet. We'll see. I need to move my bridge down here, so I'm hoping to get away from having to put a bridge in each year. But I don't know how much snow we're supposed to get. I think it's supposed to do this most of the day and part of tonight. And tomorrow too, I guess. But that's all right. Nice time to be here. I love being here when it's snowing. But good to see the fish houses dragged out. Ha ha! We're getting closer. We're getting closer. Yesterday I worked on the snowmobile, worked on the four-wheeler, got them all squared away for the four-wheeler is put away for the winter. The snowmobile needed to be started. It hadn't been started since last spring, but she took right off, no problems. The only problem I had is on the safety switch. It's got one of those cap things you push on the safety switch, and if you fall off, you're supposed to have it hooked to you, and it's a kill switch for the snowmobile. There's a plastic ring that holds that in place, and it broke. So just pushed right in. But I fished around in my junk box and looking for different things that would work. And I don't know if you know what conduit is, but conduit pipe for electrical work. It was one of those nuts. And I said, that looks about the same size. It's coarse thread. I said, if I can find one of those in my shop. I found only one. It took me a while, but I knew what I was looking for, and I was hoping it would fit once I found it. I went through my junk box and didn't have any. And then I said, oh, I didn't know if I had my electrical box up here or not. So I got a scrap box down there full of electrical parts. Pouring through there and down in the bottom, I found a steel electric box with one of those nuts on it. So I was really careful not to drop it in the snow and lose it. But I got that on the snowmobile, fit right on, perfect. So now I've got a steel one instead of a plastic one. So that will never break again. It looks kind of funny with a conduit nut on there, but hey, it's better than what the manufacturer put on. So you guys have a good day. I'm going to wrap the video up here, and I will see you next week.